Welcome back, everybody. Quick little update here. I was going to start this video at the 2024 All-Star break, but just wanted to give you guys an update on our first win as a franchise. The Nashville Stars took down the reigning World Series champion Texas Rangers in a 1-0 ball game. Scored one run in the third inning off of Max Scherzer, who went 8 2/3, just 95 pitches. We clearly were not making him work too hard. 10 Ks, no walks, 4 hits. Not outstanding to only get 4 base runners on this game, but we don't really care. We're going to take the wins however we could get them. As I stated in episode 2, we're going to have to rely on our bullpen quite a bit, but just want to give a quick shout out to Aaron Ashby. 5 innings of 2-hit baseball, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 77 pitches. I don't know exactly what I don't know exactly if we have a okay, so we do have a 90 pitch count on him. I think I have most of my guys set to pitch counts not above 90. Yeah, so the main reason we're doing that is because, Montes we could probably have above 90, but third time through the order penalty, I know it's something that's been, maybe not necessarily directly infused into the game, but it's certainly a part of baseball, and therefore it will be a part of out of the park. Third time through the order, as guys get a little bit more tired and as hitters begin to see a pitcher, especially those with fewer than 4 pitches, definitely if you're less than 3, that's where the starter reliever risk, becomes mightily apparent. But if you're a 3-pitch guy and you're going third time through the order, hitters are going to kind of jump on you a little bit more. So certain guys, especially like King, in some cases, if this wasn't an expansion franchise and this was a typical out of the park series where, I'm working with the Washington Nationals or San Diego Padres, regardless of the team, I'd probably put King on an 18 batters faced limit as opposed to a pitch limit, just to make sure he goes 2 times to the order. He's a guy with 35 stamina and 2 good pitches, 1 not great pitch. So yeah, I would cap him at 2 times to the order. He might only go 3-4 innings for us, and we just have to rely on some of these, Clevenger, Odinez. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I apologize in advance. But just, rely on the bullpen. However, I like to keep my starting pitchers around 90 pitches, even if they have really good stamina, just to kind of avoid that third time through the order penalty. And apologies for the ringing in the background. But yeah, we'll move forward, and just want to point to something interesting here. Where should I go for this? Yeah, let's just go to organization. So I put Junior Severino. Scouting updates kind of fell off a little bit. Especially, I think we may have drafted him in the Rule 5 draft purely based off of his OSA ratings. And even those, at least his current overall has fallen quite a bit. Switch hitter with some defensive versatility. Saw some promise, but we're an expansion franchise. We're looking to keep value wherever we can. He came down with sinusitis, which will only keep him out for 4 days. But, look, I hate to say I'm not above, bending the rules a little bit, guys. But, in an expansion franchise and we're trying to get this thing off the ground, I'm going to put him on the 60-day IL. He needs to be part of our, major league roster the entire year in order to keep him in the organization. So if I can, get 60 days, milk 60 days out of a simple sinusitis, put him on the phantom IL, I'm going to do that. This isn't something I plan to do a whole lot of, especially once, this organization is kind of well built. We have a farm system. We have assets. We don't have a ton of guys in our system that are highly sought after prospects. I think right now, front office, player development. We have the 24th farm system in baseball, and a lot of that is probably just due to our international class that just came in. But, only one guy in the top 200, and that's Dio, who we're taking a big swing on. If he doesn't work out, that's $36 million down the drain. I mean, we're paying the guy right now, major league minimum, to be in AAA. He'll be up this season. I'm pretty confident about that. He might even get called up right here now after we put Severino on the 60-day IL. However, I'm going to bend the rules in year one a little bit. It's not even bending the rules. It's not like I'm going into commissioner mode doing something I can't do, but he's eligible to be put on the IL. If I could put him on the 60-day IL, I not only free up a 40-man spot, which, I'm going to be honest, it will still be there by the time he comes back. But just to give someone a spot on the active roster who actually deserves to be there, Addison Barger might be that guy too. I mean, 60 power, 24-year-old prospect. Don't know why he was put on waivers, but, we took advantage of that. He might get called up. Devin Mann could easily be a guy. He's a guy who I thought, recording this day of the actual Major League Rule 5 draft. Also, I want to shout out to the Cleveland Guardians for securing that number 1 overall pick, despite having the 9th best odds. Cincinnati at 2 as well. I enjoy the new lottery system. I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's not going to have the hype that the NBA lottery will have. Especially with these guys, they're not going to come up to the bigs immediately and perform. But cool nonetheless. I think something that doesn't get talked about a lot is Cleveland. They might not even. MLB, there's a bit of a discrepancy between, bonus pool amount, not bonus pool, but just the amount a team can spend in draft capital, and their allotted money just went up significantly from, getting the 9th spot from in the lottery to now getting the number 1 overall pick. That just bought them, 3, 4, 5 million in the overall draft. So let's say they don't want to take the best available player, although, statistics will show that that's probably your best bet in the Major League Draft. Just take the best player available because that's, your excess value is going to be the highest at 1-1, and it's going to drop precipitously thereafter. But, let's see if we could pull up our, pool. I mean, it's not going to be exactly like this, but see here. So the 9th pick in this has a slot value of $6.6 million. The number 1 pick has $9 million. That's a difference of, roughly, $2.5 million, $3 million. That's money that could be spent across the entire draft. So Cleveland could still take the same guy that they wanted to at 9. They could take him at 1, but they now have $2.5 million extra dollars to then in round 2 be able to sign, an overslot high school guy who is at risk of going to college, or just, any number of prospects that they would want to. So, nothing to do with this simulation. Just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was kind of cool. And also I was trying, I don't know why we couldn't get it so that Portland and Nashville are 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 in the expansion. I'm going to see what I can do about that because, I'd like this to be as fair as possible. Look, 7's close, but like I said, it makes a difference, and it makes a difference for them in terms of spending. As you can see, we did a little scouting report on Tommy Tanks. So we'll stop this recording here, and we'll fast forward to, maybe around June, and see how the Nashville Stars are making out in their inaugural season here with Major League Baseball. Hello, everybody. We are back here. It is June 1st, 2024, and your Nashville Stars are second out of 4 teams in the AL South. We'll go to the standings real quick. Definitely a better year than I would have expected, although I like looking at the expanded standings. We are definitely outperforming our Pythagorean record a little bit. For those that don't know, that's just a record that takes into account your runs scored and your runs allowed. Little bit of Bill James. He was the one who discovered that Pythagorean records are probably a better indicator of true team performance and success than actual records. So we're outperforming a little bit. As you can see, we're 6-1 in extra inning games. I'm sure if you average out, it's going to be somewhere around 500. So we'll expect to regress to the mean a little bit there, and we're 10-4 in one-run games. We should probably be, somewhere also around 500. But look, I mean, if we're getting a little bit of lucky in year one, like I said earlier, we're gonna take whatever we can get. But yeah, half a game behind the Houston Astros. Tampa is, I don't really know what's going on with them. Yeah, I mean, their offense is bad. Their pitching is worse. It's tough. After a year, several years like they had the past few years, it's a bit surprising. But as for Nashville, Mike Yastrzemski is playing like an MVP. He's already put up 3.1 WAR, on pace for 9. Obviously not going to get there. The BABIP was super high. I mean, it's kind of come back down to earth, and he's still putting up ridiculous numbers. The 3.46 slash is pretty incredible. Actually doing pretty well for us in the field too. Just really incredible year. Already the best year of his career, and we're through 53 games. A full win better than his 2020 breakout. Just an incredible season for Mike Yastrzemski. Let's look at his monthly splits. April, 190 WRC plus, 184. He was mashing in spring training too. Let me just double check. We got him in a trade, I believe, for Luis Acevedo, who was just like a nothing prospect. 2 decent pitches, but just with that movement and control, probably never be anything more than a minor leaguer without some, talent change randomness. Yeah, I mean, super happy to have him. Already exceeded, if we go by the roughly $8 to $10 million per win for wins above replacement, already exceeded that. Probably already exceeded. And then the Giants picked up 40%. So yeah, what an incredible get. As for the rest of the offense, nobody too exciting. We did pick up Vidal Brujan off of waivers, I believe, in May at some point. He was having a great year with Tampa, but the amount of players they have in their system, just 40-man crunch, I believe. Also, there's sometimes some glitchy, waiver pickups. There are some that, personally I just won't go for because they might be a little bit too egregious. In this case, Brujan, his ratings wouldn't indicate that he's someone incredible. But he's only played in 10 games for us. I wish I could show you Nick Ahmed. I believe he's on the IL right now. Let me just double check. But he was having I just put him. Like I said earlier in the video, so he has an oblique strain, out 4 weeks. I put him on the 60-day IL. Look at it, a 9 WRC plus. As good of a defender as he might be, when you're a 142, 192, 225 slash, like, you're just not a big league baseball player. Incredible defense, though, I do have to say, but he would need to be the best defensive. He would need to be Ozzie Smith to be putting up a 9 WRC plus. Just unacceptable. I mean, not like in Jose Siri, another dude. He's on a rehab assignment right now, but he put up a -8 WRC. Again, only small sample, 17 games. But yeah, just some guys who were underperforming. We also picked up since the last video, Joe Adell off waivers. He was another waiver pickup. I think the Angels were kind of just done with him. Believe he's out of option years, and they just had to get rid of him. This home run power potential was at 70 prior to this, so my scout has come down on him a little bit. But just like we were saying earlier, we just need talent in the system. And if he could be a guy, even if for just this year he's just a platoon bat, who can, hit lefties a little bit better, I'm fine with that. And, just kind of we'll wait on him to maybe become something better. Harrison Bader, below average WRC plus, but that's kind of all we need from him with this 75 outfield range. Already 2 WAR, right? On pace for close to 5.5 WAR. 4.1 zone rating in center. Just incredible center fielder. So, as long as this WRC plus for him is above 80, I'm happy with paying him $7 million a year. I'll go to this page just so you guys can see the stats. Devin Mann, this is a guy kind of, I don't even know what's going. Yeah, how is his zone rating that good? Usually a guy with this makeup is not going to put up that good. Oh, okay, wait, never mind. That's all levels. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 0.2 WAR. That makes sense. I just called him up. But yeah, Brujan put up a lot of this WAR with Tampa. David Villar, I think, is on pace. He has 13 bombs, leading the team. He's on pace for 38 homers. A little callback to episode 2 where I talked about the ballpark a little bit. Right-handed hitters are going to have a much easier time hitting the ball over the fence just due to the ballpark construction in Nashville over here, short left field fence. And I guarantee you our left-handed hitters are going to hit a lot of doubles and triples. Bader actually leading the team in doubles. But yeah, let's get back to WAR over here. Just called up Yoel Cespedes. I think he was a guy we were excited about in our minor league system, although I believe he's still got all 3 option years at 26. So interesting player. Wasn't going to get a lot of time with Chicago, so happy to have him. Outside of Yastrzemski, really just, Austin Hayes hasn't been doing it yet. He kind of just started turning it on, but he was down at about a 50 WRC plus early on. Waiting for him to get tuned up, the 65 contact, that would be probably in the range of like a 270, 280 hitter. Maybe, just to be conservative, probably 265 to 275. So we'd expect this to tick up a little bit. We'd expect the on-base the walk percentage should tick up just a tick. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't think his fielding has been that great, which it kind of should be okay in left field. But yeah, a little disappointing. And then just quickly, let's get over to the pitching. So Aaron Ashby was lighting it up early on. I know you can't see it here, but if I can go to pitching splits by month, okay, I guess he started getting rocked at the end of April because his first few starts, he was on pace for 9 WAR. I mean, it was getting ridiculous. Like, let me just go to the game log. Yeah, so first regular season, yeah, so he had a 0 ERA, 0 ERA, 1.8, all 5 innings. 5 innings, 3 runs, 10 Ks here, had a 2.25. Then he got lit up here at Detroit. 2 innings, 7 earned. Then he went 5 innings, 4 earned, 1 2/3, 8 earned, and he just kind of fell off a cliff. I think he's starting to find it again though. But just, real disappointing for a guy I thought would be was looking to be more like a staple in the rotation. Frankie Montas is, he's our ace. This home runs per 9 is going to come up. It just is. It is what it is. He's not going to get to the 5.2 WAR unless something else material changes. I also wouldn't expect him to make 35 starts this year. But we DFA'd Dane Dunning. I'll just go to the AAA team. Yeah, so Dane Dunning had, I want to say he had an 11 ERA or 9.75. Okay, yeah, so he had -1 R WAR, which that's just based off of ERA. The WAR you see here, that's going to be what you would call F WAR in regular baseball, or Fangraphs WAR, and that just, to make it easier for you, you just think F WAR is based off FIP, so FFIP, and then R WAR is just based off of runs, or runs allowed per 9. So technically not ERA, but it's based off the amount of runs you allow per 9 innings. They're not necessarily earned runs, but yeah, 12% K rate, 6% walk rate, just not great. A whip of 2. Yeah, just wasn't doing it. So we DFA'd him, and luckily he was willing to take the assignment to Columbus. So yeah, we had to bring Clevenger into the starting rotation. He's still getting his feet wet there. Glasnow scouting has come down quite a bit, so probably not worth the trade, to be honest with you. But happy to have a guy with his track record, at least on a team this new. And Michael King, I tend to focus a little bit more on the FIP minus because that's a little bit more predictive than ERA. So a little bit concerned, but 20% better than league average ERA wise. Probably going to regress to about a 4. But if he's a league average pitcher as our number 5 starter, like, all I can ask for. Yeah, we got Ken Giles. What happened to? Oh, I think Fairbanks is on the IL. I think he screwed up his shoulder. So I'm actually going to make Brian Abreu the stopper. Picked up Ken Giles off waivers. Clearly, he was just a bad personality guy. And when we DFA'd Dane Dunning, that made some room for Giles. We also had some, Dylan Coleman got injured. But yeah, overall, just quick look at our stats. We're not all that potent offensively. You look at our bullpen, kind of what we expected, 3rd in the AL. If we were going to have a strength anywhere, it was going to be our defense and our bullpen. As you can see, defense, zone rating, 1st in the American League. But yeah, exceeding expectations thus far. Barger was performing better, and I'd really love to see that WRC plus just tick up over 100 for some period of time before we consider calling him up. And I wanted to check in on Dio, but did they? He might be on the IL. Let's double check. Where is Dio? Did I not? Dio's got to be in here. He's not on. Okay, I guess I gotta look him up. What do you mean, no team? Huh? What? Okay, El Paso? Yeah, he broke a bone in his elbow. What does that mean, no team? All right, well, this is interesting. There's always some hurdles with the expansion franchise. That is real unfortunate because he was the best prospect in our system, as you saw earlier in the video. Yeah, why is he's not in our pool anymore? I might need to do some work to get him signed again. I don't know what happened there, but uh, we'll just ignore that for now. I'll get it taken care of off camera. But as of June 1st, we are, good to go. And just gonna sim a few days here, and we're now atop the AL South. So okay, so now we got ourselves a situation here. So I'm gonna rehab Junior Severino. We also picked up Diego Castillo in a trade for Kyle Farmer. Kyle Farmer had about negative 0.7 WAR, and Castillo was cheaper. Probably not much of a player for us. Former Yankee farmhand, remember him from back in the day. That's real interesting with Dio, though. I don't like. Does he have a history? What happened? Okay, he was granted free agency. Why was he? I mean, now he wants $7 million. As long as we don't have to pay his contract. Like if we're still on the hook for that long extension we gave him, then that's going to be a real problem. No, just looks like Ash. So I guess he got hurt. He's going to be out for the season, and we don't have to pay his long-term deal. I mean, it's a little disappointing, but I guess we kind of lucked into him anyway. So anyway, guys, that'll be the end of this video. Sorry for kind of straggling along here, but in the next video we're gonna do the MLB Draft, and the pool I don't think is the most exciting I've ever seen. Although there are some guys, as you can see, I put some of these dudes in my draft guys shortlist. I wish Stovall had some defensive versatility, but that's a bat that's going to be ready soon. I would not pay him $10 million. I would not waste my my pool money all on him. But let's see, Braden Montgomery, Derek Curiel is a guy I'm looking at, but just I don't know if he has the power. It's going to be tough. Look at all players. Tommy Tanks, just no defensive versatility. It's a high school guy, although power-wise, decently developed. And Ethan Murray probably is not a shortstop. Slade Caldwell. Well, probably not the draft we want to have the number 2 pick in, but it'll be fun nonetheless. I think I'll take you guys a little bit through my draft process, especially in this game. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. Um, whether you want more developed players or not. But we have the number 2 pick, and despite some tomfoolery going on with losing Dio somehow, I'm gonna have to talk to my assistant general manager about that uh, off camera. But we we are first in the AL South. We'll see if we could keep this up going forward. It would be real incredible to be able to make the playoffs in our inaugural season as a franchise. As for Portland, they're kind of doing what you'd expect an expansion franchise to do. Still better than the Rockies, still better than Colorado. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to end it here, and thank you guys for watching. If there's anything more you want from me or anything else I can do to, make this a better experience or anything I could, maybe shed some light into that I'm currently not doing right now, please let me know. I'm mainly just doing this for fun, and I want to make this as engaging as possible for, the few of you that care to listen or watch this series. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.